Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans. Welcome to The Bunker. It's time for another voicemail. Today's voicemail is from Gabby. Let's listen to what Gabby has to say.
Hi Lloyd, my name's Gabby. I'm a junior doctor working and living in the UK. My question for you is, what can I do for patients who are Jehovah's Witnesses who seem to be influenced or pressured by hospital liaison committees? Since starting med school and being a doctor, I've probably had talks from them about 4 times. They always encourage us to call them whenever we have a Jehovah's Witness patient. I've never done so myself. They don't tend to come into hospitals anymore anyway because of COVID. But yeah, just really interested to hear your view on that. It would be great if I could advocate for people who are maybe stuck in a situation where they might want life-saving blood but feel like they can't ask for it. Thank you, and thanks for all of your amazing videos. Been watching for many years and love them all.
Thank you so much, Gabby. I was really touched that you called in and left this message. You have to bear in mind that when I make my videos, predominantly I'm thinking about ex-Jehovah's Witnesses or Jehovah's Witnesses or PMOs or faders or what have you. I'm aware that people watch my videos who've never been Jehovah's Witnesses. I've seen it now and then in polls where I've polled my viewers. But to actually hear from people in a voicemail or in an email and to see evidence that people care, people on the outside care about these issues is really heartwarming. And in this case, you are in a position to do something not just helpful, but potentially life-saving. That's a pretty big deal because the blood issue does put medical workers in that situation where simply caving in to the HLC and allowing these goons to come in and coerce a patient into making a decision that they might not otherwise take. It's scary how much potential there is for things to either go well or badly. It really is a life or death matter. And I was really thrilled when the National Secular Society invited me to collaborate with them on this issue. I would just draw your attention, maybe you already know about this, but I would just draw your attention to an article on secularism.org.uk titled Rethink Relations with Jehovah's Witnesses Committees, NSS Urges NHS. That was posted on Thursday, the 24th of September 2020. And around the same time, in fact, on the same day, a blog article went up that I wrote titled NHS Trusts Cozy Relationships with Jehovah's Witness Leaders Could Have Tragic Consequences. So what happened was the National Secular Society, which I'm a member of, reached out to me. I think it was after one of my videos on the HLC, because we follow each other on Twitter, and they asked for more information. What ended up happening was the National Secular Society carried out their own investigation and called round all of the NHS trusts in the UK to find out what their relationships were with HLC committees. And they found out that in some cases, the HLCs had been effectively allowed to write the NHS Trust's policy regarding the treatment with blood. It's very, very chilling just how much reverence is given to Jehovah's Witnesses under the assumption that it's just another religious group. They're just there to give pastoral support to the patients. And I can understand why medical doctors would make that assumption, because they'll be used to priests coming in and giving patients their last rites or sharing encouraging thoughts from the Bible or what have you. Jehovah's Witnesses are a completely different kettle of fish. They literally have in their shepherd book, which is, I think, just the end of the argument when you actually know about this, In their shepherd book, it says in black and white, you can be disassociated for willfully and unrepentantly accepting a blood transfusion. So no matter what Jehovah's Witnesses say when they come into the hospital, and I'm amazed that as a junior doctor, you've already been through this 4 times. That just shows how persistent they are. One thing they will never say is, by the way, we punish Jehovah's Witnesses who don't toe the line. We arrange for their families to shun them if we decide, because we've been at their bedside, because you've held the door open for us and rolled out the red carpet and let us into the ward to be involved in medical decisions. If using that opportunity, we decide that they've willfully and unrepentantly accepted blood, we'll destroy their lives. We'll make sure that any believing friends or relatives shun them. That is inexcusable in the 21st century. It's just that unfortunately we're living at the wrong point in history, and there's still so much deference to religion, especially, I say this as a Brit, in the UK. So, getting round to your question, if I were in your shoes, I would be trying to influence those above me that this needs to stop. I would be looking into what the procedure is for perhaps even issuing a formal grievance notice or a formal complaint, something. Maybe the next time they try to come in, and maybe if your superior says, oh, can you come and attend this thing? The Jehovah's Witnesses are coming in and it's going to be great. They're going to tell us all about why they need to be involved in personal medical matters. Next time that happens, draw the attention of your superiors to the work of the National Secular Society and the articles I've mentioned, and say, we need to talk about this. Why are we just rolling out the red carpet and letting these faith leaders dictate the healthcare of our patients? How is that right? I don't envy you, by the way. Those are difficult conversations to have. I guess depending on what your relationship is with superiors in your local NHS trust, I don't know how much communication there is. I don't know how open they are to input from doctors. But just to re-emphasize, as I'm sure you know because you've called in with this is a life or death matter. And it sickens me that it's taking this long for the penny to drop, for society to get round to sorting this out, because people are literally dying. And one thing that I was able to do in my blog article was draw attention to documented cases where Jehovah's Witnesses have accepted blood. Fortunately, there was a study in Canada. So it's not just some apostate says this. There was an actual study in Canada where they found that out of a certain group of patients who'd all come up against the blood issue, at least some had given in some way by accepting one of the 4 main forbidden components. Jehovah's Witnesses can't accept RBCs, red blood cells. They can't accept white blood cells, which is interesting because white blood cells are in milk. Jehovah's Witnesses drink milk. And platelets and plasma. So those are the 4 main components. And in this study, where they looked at a group of Jehovah's Witnesses in this hospital in, I think, Canada, Jehovah's Witnesses did take them when push came to shove. And frankly, when your life is on the line and it really is time to meet the Grim Reaper and the chips really are down and it's decision time, who knows what decision a Jehovah's Witness is going to make. As a Jehovah's Witness, I took the blood issue extremely seriously to the point where I even felt personally that I couldn't accept fractions if it came to it, like blood derivatives, when the rules changed in 2000. I was like, well, where are these blood derivatives coming from? They're coming from donated blood. Are we going to be able to donate blood in the paradise? No. So I should be rejecting anything blood related. That's how fanatical I was. Fortunately, I never came up against the blood issue. But if I had, and if it was explained to me, Lloyd, you've got minutes. We're down to minutes now. Lights are going out. One last shot. Do you want blood? Who knows? Sometimes your survival instincts are going to kick in, but that is going to be so much harder if there's an elder breathing down your neck. And it is completely unacceptable that NHS trusts are allowing those elders to be there. They should be the last people on the hospital ward in those situations. So basically, anything you can do would be so much appreciated. Maybe it would be worthwhile reaching out to the National Secular Society and asking them for advice, just saying, look, I'm a junior doctor. I've seen your material on hospital liaison committees. What do you advise? How can I help? Maybe by working with them directly, there's something that I've overlooked, and there's some way that you can use your position to try and stop this senseless loss of life. It really is tragic, but it's heartening to know that we have allies, that there are people like you out there that know this is wrong and want to do something about it. So thank you so much for giving me a boost, calling in and reminding me that, yes, we have friends and there are people who recognize that this is wrong and want to do something about it. But that's all I have to say on this subject for now. If you would like to leave a voicemail, the thing to do is go on speakpipe.com/Cedars, remembering to indicate clearly if you don't want me to broadcast your message. But that's all I have time for. Thank you so much for watching.